going back to Tamer, he was here also saying that if you get to that condition that we know that you can get, we are talking about probably a new Ronnie Coleman. He said this with his words,
Yes.
okay? And he's a guy that's lived with the sport a lot. He knows
Uma nova dinastia, né, na Open.
maybe a new dynasty that something that we are not seeing anymore in the Open division. The last one was filled and was year after year.
And and this is something that it's fire, man. It's something that fires you up to want to achieve. It's something that fires you up to want to create. To be at that point. These people comparing you to the greats, and you being in that position, going, damn, this is awesome. And how can you not go into the gym with fire lit under you when you know that this is what people are comparing to? This is where you're standing amongst of. So it's I can tell you now, it gives you a lot of rage and a lot of motivation to go at it after it. And it's I'm excited, man. I'm excited to sort of see what comes next and what we're able to bring the next time we stand on that stage and what comes after that. So because it's funny, your story is something is it kind of it was really slow, the process to you realize you could be Olympia. I think I think what was the first time you said, I think I can win, when you got third? Oh
right?
Man, I think
that was the point.
The
like
first
you said,
time I truly believed I belonged on Olympia stage was the first time. It was 2022.
When you got 6.
So when I got 6, I remember the call out, that I was that year when we went to call out, I was always thinking about, look, I just want to be top 10. If I'll be top 10, that's great enough. And I remember they did the first call out and I was in the first call out of Olympia. And at that point, I'm like,
I remember.
You're in the freaking first call out of Olympia.
Wow. Yeah.
And then went off, and then they did a second call and they called me into the second call out. And they called me in the middle. You had Hunter one side, Andrew one side,
Big Ramy,
and a few guys on that side.
Nick.
And they call out. And I remember, standing there and they said, okay, all right. They sent all the guys back in line. They said, Samson, you stay.
Yeah.
And then they called out the first call out again. And that moment for me, I was like,
they clicked it,
no, this isn't. It's not a mistake. It's not an accident. You didn't just, oops, they forgot and they by mistake they put out in the first call out.
Yeah.
Yes,
you are here. And I remember if people watch that clip, they see me nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, I belong here. This is me.
Nice.
And I think that was a moment where I believed that, you know what? Yeah, if I can do this now, I can be Mr. Olympia. There's no doubt I can be Mr. Olympia. And then 11 weeks later, we won the Arnold Classic. And I was like, there's no stopping it now. I'm coming.
You got better very quick, man.
Melhorou demais do Olímpia pro Arnold Classic, assim,
Olympia
colocou o ombro, colocou tudo.
Everything.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And I mean, I have to ask about the pinnacle moment, Samson. What was like the title? I mean, because it was really close. I was there also, and nobody knew what was going to happen. It was really close. It was a battle. It was so nice to watch. so nice to watch, man.
You can't possibly. I always say this, like even up to now, that moment always brings tears to my eyes. You can't possibly believe what it feels like to stand there, because I say like, I've watched every single Olympia that's ever happened. I've watched, the Jay and Phil and the freaking Jay and Ronnie and Phil and Kai. And I've watched them stand, those two men in that center spot, and they call out the next Mr. Olympia. And I've watched this over and over and over. You never think you would ever be in that position. You just think I don't even know what it feels like to be in that moment. So when you're standing there, and you're looking around and going, holy shit, is this going to be it? Is this going to be a moment? Your life dream, everything you worked for was to be
Give me chills, just think, man.
I mean, think about it. Imagine having a dream in your life that you think, oh man, if only I can imagine what it might be like. Just one thing that you always wanted your whole life. And then stand right there in a spot going, in the next 2 seconds, you're going to find out if you've achieved your life dream or not. You cannot explain that feeling. It's unexplainable. So when you stand there and they're like, okay, the next name you hear is your current and reigning, the 2024 Mr. Olympia. I stood there, my face the whole time was like, I'm gonna be sick. Okay. Ooh, okay, come on, hold it together. Can this be it? And you're just thinking, is this it? Is this it? Would it happen? Would it be now? Would it happen? Would it happen? And I remember that point, and they call your name out. You stand there. And I remember, and they said, and you. And I'm like, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, oh, hold on. But is that me or him? And because you can see everyone. I looked around, I was like,
because Neil was both.
Because Neil was both. Because I was like, was it Neil? But So I was trying to figure out, like, is it me? And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. And then they call your name.
Wow.
And it just, your knee just goes and your whole body just drops. And he's just like, holy shit. And it feels like someone just freaking shocked you with electricity, and you just completely just give in. And you like,
you get numbed, right?
You just completely zone in, you know, and there's nothing would ever explain that feeling. Nothing will ever compare to being there. Nothing. And I don't even know how you can, it's insane.
And honestly, it was